Hey, welcome to the second course video for the song Dreams from NF in his album Perception. I'm musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what this song's all about. All right, on Dreams, NF reflects on many sad days, feelings of regret, relationships with tight friends, and just doing himself. It's interesting because for a song titled Dreams, it does have a very somber feeling, which is really interesting. Track was previewed on NF's social media. Preview was deleted from his Instagram, but was downloaded by many fan pages and uploaded to YouTube. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, most of my life's full of sad days. Started at a young age. Yeah, bought a house, but I've been living on stage, which is interesting, right? You bought a house, but it's like, I'm never there. Trying to find the real me. I ain't found it yet. Wake up every morning feeling like I'm guilty. Talk to God, can you hear me? Lately, I'm a mess. I don't want no one to help me. Yeah, I don't know one to help me. Yeah, and NF's shared that sentiment in some other songs, this feeling of like, there's a part of him that knows he needs some help, but resistance to wanting to ask for it or even wanting to receive it if it were to be offered. And that thought of waking up feeling guilty is so interesting too. I'm trying to think, I guess, I don't know if I would call it guilt. There are some mornings that I wake up, I would say this, and it's maybe not the same feeling. Do you ever feel like when you're not working or not busy about something, especially if you have a day that you don't have to necessarily be doing a lot, but you start to feel kind of anxious for not doing? I don't always feel like that in life, but I know there have been plenty of times that I'm just like, I feel this guilt for what I should be doing, even though I don't necessarily have to be doing that. You feel guilty for resting. And that can go into a lot of different areas of feeling guilt. But that's an interesting thought. If you think that I make decisions based off of what you think, you're wrong. Can't nobody think for me. I got my own thoughts. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it's all gone. If I took the hand that was dealt me, I would be nowhere in life. I had to think smart. Threw away the deck and got my own cards. I love this line, right? Long before I had the money to afford a car. Because it is a reality. You know, some of the people we look up to the most are those that didn't accept the hand that was dealt them. Whether that's a disability, whether that's, what family you were born into. There just could be so many different things. But to feel like, okay, feel like I've been dealt a bad hand, but I'm going to make something of this. I think that those are people that are very honorable. And we all do that in our own ways. Even if you were born into affluency, you may still feel like, okay, you've got maybe you've got opportunities that others wouldn't have, but still you have to decide like, well, am I just going to build my life off of just what was given to me? Or am I going to still take that and make the most of it? And so NF recognizing like there are all these reasons why I shouldn't be successful. Obviously coming from a broken home, coming from a mother who had addictions and ultimately died from them. Probably the neighborhood he was in, all of these different things, but saying, I'm not going to accept that for what it is. I'm going to throw that deck out and get a new deck, make my own deck. I've been doing me, following my dreams. Most of my life's full of regrets, things I want to take back. I wrote you a letter, wish I'd never sent that. Yeah, I'd say that's probably more so with text messages these days. Like, dang it, I should not have sent that. My professional advice is don't write difficult texts in the actual text, okay? Because you might send it by accident. It's especially bad if you send it in the middle of it. So now you're like, oh crap, I got to finish it. Write it in your notes. And then if you think like, I don't know how this is going to go over, send it to someone you trust. That person for me would be my wife. Hey, thinking about saying this, what do you think? And so many times she's been like, definitely don't send that. And sometimes it's like, definitely don't send that. I think you should send it, but here, maybe say this because this came off this way. Or sometimes she's just like, hey, that's not a text message conversation. You really need to call them or see if you can get some time with them. Didn't even make sense. I don't even know. All I know is I get lower on the weekends. They tell me I should make friends. I just sit at home. Lately, I've been off the deep end. So I wonder if this is like when he has maybe some free time in a sense, because during the week, you're kind of just working. And so then when you get to the weekends, it just kind of feels low because you don't have anybody to connect with. If you think I'm about to change who I am for you, you're so wrong. As a kid, I built a house around my broke heart. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it falls apart. So obviously putting up layers of protection from getting hurt again. Yeah, I'm reminiscing. This is where I was really interested. Back to both of us laughing, playing old records, thinking every one of them's classic. Windows down, we owned the street up in Michigan rapping. We talked about it, but never really knew it could happen. So riding around rapping, feeling like, yeah, we own the street. They're just rapping in their car. Third verse probably refers to his song Notepad. See, that's what I was wondering, where he personifies his notepad. The verse is somewhat of another throwback to these times. So that was my first thought was, is he talking about his notepad? But I mean, I guess there's not necessarily anything in here that has to be pointing to a person. Let's read through it. Because my first thought was his notebook. My confidence about as low as the gas is. We didn't have the money for it, so we turn the key backwards and sit in parking lots for hours till the battery crashes. Think that we related because both of us were looking for answers, like that we related to one another. A couple months ago, I drove into Gladwin, got me all in my feelings. Something about being somewhere that's familiar. Pulling the gas station, open up the tank, I fill it, then laugh. Would I move back? Not in a million, but I appreciate the memories we had. I know you've been calling. Sorry I never called back. I know I've been distant. You know I never meant that. You can tell the family how I'm doing if they ask. I'm just doing me. See, this is the line that made me feel like I don't think it can be the notebook. Now, there could be this sign of you've been calling, like calling me to write, but I haven't been answering or calling back. I've been distant, like I haven't been engaging in writing. But that line, you can tell the family how I'm doing if they ask. Now, I guess it could still fly with notebook because it's in his music, right? If they want to know how I'm doing, they can listen to my music. They can listen to my writing. So that's cool with me, man. Since it doesn't necessarily mention somebody specifically, he could have a person in mind, but I guess I'm going team notebook, that it's still his notebook he's talking about. And if people are wondering because he hasn't been checking in or whatever, how's he doing? We'll go listen to my music. My notebook will let them know how I'm doing. I'm good with that. Let me know if you have a different thought in the comments. Really cool song. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for giving this a one a watch. Thank you for giving this a one a watch. Hope to see you in the next one. Here we go. It's me, Mario. All right, we're eating good.